Today, we are going to talk about what to do and how to figure out why you keep getting rejections. Okay, this is a three-part series, and we're going to go step by step and dissect what's happening if you keep getting rejections and you're applying for jobs. First step, I want you to not include everything in one area. So don't just say, I'm applying for jobs and I keep doing everything I can and I'm not getting any results. It's important to examine at which stage of the process you are having difficulty. So now we're going to separate it. Today, we're going to talk about what's happening if you are applying for jobs and not getting any interviews. That's going to be part one. Okay, so you're applying for jobs and not getting interviews. There can be many different reasons for that. Let's start with number one. So number one would be that you are applying for jobs, not getting interviews because you are not targeting your resume and cover letter to the actual job that you're applying for. And this is tremendously important. As you know, there is an applicant tracking system, and 75% of resumes are not getting past that applicant tracking system. Okay, so it is important to target every time, to use the terminology, use the words that they are putting in the job posting, and it means matching it exactly. So for example, if the job posting talks about using Microsoft Word, and you write that you use Microsoft Office, right? One is part of the other, but it's not a match, okay? Now, so we're making sure we're targeting and that we're having the words in the resume. We're not just copying and pasting the job posting onto the resume, because now the next part about this whole targeting is that we are showing that we've done this work, but we're showing the actual value and the accomplishments that we have provided. So we are, number one, quantifying with numbers whenever we can. We are showing the impact. So it doesn't have to be numbers, but the improvement. Why are things better because of you? What was the result? Okay, did you increase operations? Did you increase engagement? Tell me what happened. Was the processes smoother? What happened because of what you did? You didn't just do an action. There's a result of your action. And who did that impact? Okay, so it's important to get that across. So that's number one in targeting them every single time. Number two, make sure that you are not applying actually to too many jobs or too few jobs. So what does this mean? There's an expression that a lot of people are using, the spray and pray, right? Where they're just sending out and haphazardly sending out lots and lots of resumes, hoping that something's going to stick. That's not going to work, but it gives you that false sense that you're working so incredibly hard. Oh my goodness, I've applied to 70 jobs this week. I've applied to 200 jobs in the past 2 weeks. And nobody wants me. And it leaves this extraordinary feeling of defeat. Okay, you would be much better off applying to 5 or 10 jobs a week and doing it really well. So targeting your resume to the job, writing a really amazing cover letter that showcases why you're awesome for the job. Right? You know, every person is unique and has their own superpowers. That's what you're bringing to the table. That's what you're talking about. You're not comparing yourself to everybody else. It's not just, I was excited to apply for this position. As you can see, it matches my talents. Boring, right? You're showing why you are amazing for that job. Okay. Network. Right? When you've applied for a job, do you know anybody there? Do you have a first connection there? Do you have a second connection there? Is there somebody who can introduce you to the right person? Are you following that company on LinkedIn? Because you're more likely to get called in for the interview if you're actually following that company. So do all these different things as you're going through that interview process, right? Before you're writing the cover letter, go to the company's website, research them, know something about them so that you can actually talk about not just why you are amazing for them, but why you really want to work there. Yep, there. That's the job. Each employer needs to feel like they are your one and only. Okay. I think we're up to number 3. Look at your resume format. So all those beautiful resumes, and they are beautiful on Canva, and the colors and the pictures and the columns and the font, they're not applicant tracking. Okay, so you want to use something simple. You want to use a Word doc, you want to use a PDF, a document file, a Microsoft Word, PDF. You want to use something that's more applicant tracking friendly, that can be read. Columns, graphs, things like that, those are not read by the system. So you can be getting eliminated from that. You also want to make sure, and this is number 4, I can't even stress this enough, but that it's accurate, that it is grammatically correct, that the things that you are currently doing are listed in present tense verbs, that the things that were in the past are in past tense, that everything is in full sentences, that there are no spelling errors, there are no typos, that the layout is clean, is easy to read, that there is not too much white space, there is not so much text that you can barely read what's going on there. This is not where you're putting everything that you've ever done since you were 16 years old and scooped ice cream onto the resume. It's important to extract the right information as you're putting it onto your resume. So if you are, for example, looking to make a transition out of teaching in a traditional classroom, right, in elementary school, and you are looking to maybe go and move to something else and do a content writing, do a learning and development in something that is totally different. So you need to make sure that the bullet points, what you're talking about, is also talking about the adult training you've done, the progress you've made, but doesn't talk about so much about ELA and the math standards and all the things that are only important in your school classroom. Okay? So those are some of the things that you want to make sure of as you're going through this. You want to make sure that you're targeting, and this is step 1 of our 3-part series. You want to make sure that you're targeting your resume and cover letter every single time that you're going through and doing this. Okay. You want to make sure that you're networking with the people that are out there. You want to make sure that you're not applying to too many jobs and also not too few jobs, right? 1 job, 2 jobs a week, statistically, that's not enough. Okay. You want to make sure that you are using the right format for your resume. So you're not using these templates. You're using a Word document. You're converting it to a PDF or a Word. And you also want to make sure in the end that it is error-free, grammatically, no grammar errors, that it is aesthetically pleasing, okay? That it's good use of space. So most resumes are 2-page resumes. And if it's 2 pages, make sure that you use those 2 pages. That is not 1 page in like 4 months, right? That a 2-page resume is using good space of 2 pages. Remember that your resume is a reflection of your work. Okay, just think about that for a second. This is all about you. The project is you. It's something that you want. It's going out to get this job. So if you are not putting in a lot of effort, and I'm seeing errors, I'm the hiring manager, I'm seeing errors on your resume, and that's your work. I'm not going to think that you're going to put a lot of effort into my work if I were to hire you. Right? It makes sense, right? And I know, and I understand, and I know that the job search is difficult and you're applying to so many different jobs, but it's always important to put that best foot forward as you are applying for the jobs. Subscribe to my channel. My name is Cindy Lish. Subscribe to my channel for more actionable steps to help you out in your job search. I hope you have a super productive day. Always remember you're a warrior. I'll catch you the next time. Watch some more videos of mine for more help in your job search.